In the year 534 AD, a once mighty kingdom crumbled under the weight of ambition, strategy, and imperial power. The Vandals, feared warriors and rulers of North Africa, were no more. But how did this happen? Who led the campaign? And why did the Byzantine Empire care about a distant barbarian kingdom across the Mediterranean? Today, we unravel the dramatic fall of the Vandal Kingdom and the genius of one of history's greatest generals, Belisarius. Our story begins with a tribe known as the Vandals. Originating from Central Europe, the Vandals were just one of many so-called barbarian groups pressuring the borders of the declining Western Roman Empire. In the early 5th century, they made a bold move, crossing the Rhine into Gaul, then south into Hispania, and finally across to North Africa in 429 AD. Led by King Gaiseric, they conquered Roman territories with surprising speed and captured Carthage in 439. Carthage was not just any city. It was a wealthy, strategically vital center of trade and grain supply. The Vandals made it their capital, turning their kingdom into a naval power and a threat to both Rome and Constantinople. In 455 AD, they famously sacked Rome, looting the Eternal City for 2 weeks. The world took notice. The Vandals were no longer wandering barbarians. They were kings. Fast forward to the 6th century. The Western Roman Empire is gone, but in the East, the Byzantine Empire thrives. Emperor Justinian I rules from Constantinople with one goal: renovatio imperii, the restoration of the Roman Empire. North Africa, with its fertile lands and rich ports, was an obvious target. But it wasn't just about land. The Vandals had persecuted Catholics in favor of Arian Christianity, upsetting Rome and providing Justinian with a convenient moral justification for war. To accomplish this mission, Justinian turned to a young, brilliant general, Belisarius. Belisarius was no ordinary commander. He had already proven himself in the East, defending the empire against Persians. Now, in 533 AD, he was entrusted with leading a bold expedition across the sea to confront the Vandals. With around 15,000 men and 500 ships, he set sail for Africa, a relatively small force by Roman standards, but Belisarius relied on discipline, planning, and strategy over sheer numbers. The fleet landed at Caput Vada in modern-day Tunisia. From there, Belisarius marched toward Carthage, careful to maintain order and win over the local population who had grown resentful of Vandal rule. The Vandal king at the time, Gelimer, underestimated the threat. His brother was defeated at the Battle of Ad Decimum, just 10 miles from Carthage. Belisarius entered the city unopposed, a massive psychological blow to the Vandals. The final battle, but the war wasn't over. Gelimer regrouped and raised another army. The two sides met again at the Battle of Trichamarum. Once again, Belisarius outmaneuvered his enemy. The Byzantine cavalry, under the command of the fearless John the Armenian, broke the Vandal lines. Gelimer fled. By March 534, he surrendered, famously quoted as saying, "Vanity of vanities, all is vanity."